guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Crown Hyundai in St. Pete, Florida, and guess what? I have that compact crossover SUV from Hyundai that's getting some changes. What is it? Is this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. This is a top limited trim. But before we get into their crossover compact size SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Tucson was the second crossover SUV that Hyundai introduced to the United States. First was the Santa Fe, then came the Tucson. Now what's fascinating is over the years, the Tucson has really come into its own and has been a top seller for Hyundai. But what's interesting is that not only has it been a top seller, it's in a very tough segment of the automotive industry, being a compact crossover SUV. Now for 2025, they didn't want to go for a redesign, but they wanted to bring some big changes, especially to the interior. So what I want to find out is, did Hyundai make the right changes? And is this better than, say, a CR-V from Honda? Let's go ahead, let's dive in our Tucson and find out. Right off the bat, I love this color, this metallic, very high metallic gray finish to our Limited. Really sparkles nicely in the Florida sun. At the front of the business is where you're gonna see some of the changes. So you now have new updated daytime running lamps that flow into the grille. You also have a new front fascia. So we're still gonna have our little quadrant here of LED projector beam headlights, but this is all new and sculpted. So we have corner air curtains, a little bit of gloss black, and then some flat, almost gives it an aluminum finish, but this is actually like a flat silver, and then some silver on the lower lip. But they tweaked it just enough to kind of clean up the style a little bit. It is a little gloss black heavy in this lower area, but other than that, I'm digging the dark chrome finish that you get when you go limited trim. Now, when you come across the front of the Tucson, you have a flat black Hyundai badge, which is interesting, with your dark chrome accents, forward-facing camera, and then working our way down, some of that silver, some of the flat black, and you do have functionality in the lower grille area, but like I said, when you look at the front, they kind of tweaked the grille, tweaked the daytime running lamps, and then re-sculpted the lower bumper area, giving it a cleaner look, I think, compared to a 2024 Tucson. Now when we rise up, you see all that metal flake. It's got more metal flake than your grandfather's balls, his bowling balls. This is the same as 2024 Tucson. We come around the bend, we got new wheels for you. On the limited trim, you have these metallic gloss black with the machined aluminum accents. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this wheel? This is a 19-inch wheel in diameter. Tires are 235 on the width, 55 series sidewall. A zonk that I have is the flat black around the fender openings. This should be body colored on a top limited trim. Let me know what you think about the flat black around the fender openings in the comment section. But it's nice that you get a 19-inch wheel. A lot of the other brands, especially with the CR-V, give you an 18-inch wheel. And then of course you could get this front wheel drive or rear wheel drive. Now as we come down the side of the vehicle, there's that beautiful color on the mirror caps. Love the silver finish with your LED lighting, turn signals in the mirrors. You do have 360-degree cameras. And you'll notice how the trim flows out into the actual mirror. Gives it a nice touch. Bright, shiny metalwork only along the top. You do have raised, well actually flush mounted gloss black roof rails. You could get your crossbars. You'll also see that we have a panoramic sunroof. And from the side of the vehicle, you're gonna see a lot of the same touches from the redesign just a couple years ago. Still getting that crazy geometric Dorito shape. Whenever I think of Hyundai with some of their styling, I think of Doritos. This has gotta be a nightmare for body shop people when they're fixing cars that have been damaged, because lining up all these different angles and you got isosceles triangles, equilateral triangles, acute triangles, that's just too much, You do get color matched on the mirror cap, on the door handle, and you do get a bit of flat black along the bottom. Like I said, I personally think that this should have paint over all that flat black. Now, as we come towards the rear, you'll notice how they flare out that trim, like that nice aluminum shiny finish to it. And then as we work our way to the back, they are the only ones that get what I'm trying to say. You have no exposed rear wiper. The wiper is tucked underneath that long roof spoiler. I like for 2025 how they put the Hyundai badge in the glass itself. Before, it used to be this gloss black cutout with the badge. It just looked tacky. I like the way it's just nice and clean. Still got that same LED lighting, reminds me of a Mach-E. The Tucson badge in bright silver. This one is just a front wheel drive limited, but you can get all wheel drive. And then working our way down to ground level, very tasteful on the lower bumper area. I don't need an exposed exhaust or anything like that, but let me know in the comments what you think about the changes, because this new sculpted lower rear bumper is new for 2025. Let's go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our Tucson Limited. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. Most of the different competitors in this class have a prop rod. Underneath the hood, tasteful engine cover, and they keep it simple with your engine options. This is it. This is a 2.5 liter inline four, naturally aspirated, 187 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic, so no DCT on this and no CVT. 0 to 60, you're not gonna even wanna race somebody on a skateboard. 8.8 seconds, top speed 120 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 3,495 pounds. MPGs around 24 in the city and 29 on the highway. So if you like a simplified engine compartment, this is definitely right up your alley, being naturally aspirated. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see this thing roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 updated, changed up, refreshed Tucson, this being the limited trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need a new SUV. I don't want a big one. I like the compact size. That seems just about right. How much is this? Very good question. This one, front wheel drive, limited trim, you're looking at an MSRP of right at $40,300. Let's see what Hyundai's bringing for 2025 to the door panels. I like the creativity. You have the dark black soft touch material up top, followed by some green. Very interesting color choice. The zonk is the cloth. Get rid of that cloth. It doesn't need to be there. It shouldn't be there. And I'm also zonking all that gloss black around the switch gear there. That's another place where you're gonna get so many greasy fingerprints, you're gonna be cleaning for days. Door pocket is on the tight side, so maybe one empanada from Tampa, downtown Tampa, and a bottle of Topo Chico. You do have the Bose sound system. And going from the door panel to the dash, I like the way they went green. I'm actually digging that. What I'm not digging is this cloth here on the edge. You do have your Twinkie tray, easily put a baker's dozen of Twinkies. This cloth, no, that's a big no-no. Now sliding on in, this is all new for 2025. Two 12.3-inch infotainment system screens. That's up from the 10.25-inch screen in the previous model year. You have all your usual apps, icons, all those goodies. I'll throw it into reverse with the new column shifter. So going into reverse, look how clear the resolution is. They did a great job on that camera. Look at that, very nicely done. And right back where we started, bring up the navigation for you. And then of course you got this separate screen which you could scroll through a bunch of little goodies. Your start stop button easily accessible. You have real knobs. So they got rid of all that gloss black junk and now you have nice tasteful dual climate, all of the touch points for your AC controls. You don't have to go in the screen. We got 3 stages of ventilated seats and 3 stages of heated seats. Here's that column shifter for the 8-speed automatic. This is new because guess what? Look at this. USB-Cs, open the door, you got a 12 volt and you got a place now for your merce, your purse, your sack, your satchel. And if you're going down to Tampa, downtown Tampa, Ybor City, to get some empanadas, you better get your freaking Cuban, because you could put 2 Cuban sandwiches here. Remember, Cubans have pickles on them, for Pete's sakes. Love the way this extends out. You got your drive modes. You shut off that pesky auto start-stop feature, hill descent control, wireless charging. Look how perfect that is. Perfectly placed. 2 cup holders. The key fobs for a Hyundai are not my favorite because they sort of look like a silver alien suppository. I know I've said that a few times. It just does. It's really bothering me. Soft touch with the nice stitching. Open it up. You got enough room in there. Easily put, I would say, dang, you could put 8 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figurines in there. Action figures. Because remember, they're not dolls. They're action figures. You put Skeletor, He-Man, all the greats. And I know you got She-Ra too. Don't be embarrassed, because she's bringing in big money over on eBay. So keep those action figures in there. I wish I had a place to keep my action figures when I was a kid. Unfortunately, being the oldest of 6 kids, my brothers and sisters broke everything, so or threw it away or lost it. Seats, soft touch material, a little bit of silver trim, nice on the stitching. You do have power assist for the passenger, power assist for the driver. I love the fact that it's got a dark headliner, and you got that panoramic sunroof. Nice one-touch operation. Come on over here to the business end, because guess what? I got a new steering wheel in this Tucson I want to show you. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do get 2 memory seat settings for the driver's seat. I like the Tucson sill plate. Nice little extra touch. Power seat controls, easy to get to, especially that lower lumbar. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here. So don't think compact crossover SUV is really small. It's not like it used to be back in the 80s when a compact car was the size of a loaf of bread. Steering wheel, all new, and they made it better. Gone is that center mounted steering wheel setup. Now we have a more traditional layout. You got all your silver switchgear, flat black. We do have paddles to go up and down the 8-speed automatic, and this is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, and you have an all new 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster with the very famous blind spot cameras. Love that piece of technology. And then, of course, you're also going to have all that information that you could scroll through, a plethora of information in that center display. And you got your different modes: My Drive, Sport, and Normal. Keep it simple. That's all it's got to be. We don't need 32 different settings in here. And you got a head-up display. That's limited trim. Let's get in the back seat though and see what they did for 2025. Hi guys, back seat time. Same story. They did a great job with the amount of room here. I mean, even with the panoramic sunroof, not even close. Backs to the seats, you do have that lighter leather-like material, but you do have easy to clean plastic on the back, perfect for when your kids are kicking your seat. I got a Zonk, the cargo net. You put 2 Ginsu knives in there and it's gonna rip right through. Here's a fun fact: Ginsu knife is not from Japan. It's actually from a company here in the United States. They named it Ginsu to make it sound like it was Japanese. That's what I like to bring to you. Now, at the back here, you do have your rear AC vents, and you have 2 USB-Cs. Like I said, the seats are comfy. You got 3-stage heated seats in the back, and you do have these really nice reclining seats as well. The only problem is you kind of have to use your other arm to make it go up and down, which is kind of stupid, but hey, it's nice that they have it. And you pull this down. I give it a mild to medium on the softness, and 2 cup holders. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the cargo area, because I want to take you for a drive in this 2025. All right guys, time to get in the cargo area. We're gonna do it the old fashioned way. If you're hitting up here, you're not gonna get it. Button is down there. Nice electric assist. Come on up. I like how low the bumper area is. Gives you easy access in and out. You're gonna have 39 cubic feet of space with the seat up. Fold the seats down, and it's real simple. You're just gonna pull the handle. Look at that. And then to really make it go flat, I just gotta push it down. And it actually locks into place, which is a nice touch. Now on the driver's side, you do get a 12 volt, easy access underneath the cover. And then we do have our handles to fold down the other portion of the rear seat. And then of course, what do we have underneath? Lift it up, you do get a spare. So good news about that. Lots of room for you going to Costco, getting your barrel of pickles, barrel of Nathan's hot dogs for your hot dog eating competition that you like to have right before Christmas. I don't know why you like to have that, but you do. And hey, that's your business. But you know what? I want to share my business with you. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's hop in this 2025 Tucson and see how it drives. All right, guys, we left Crown Hyundai. We're in this 2025 Tucson Limited. And let me just preface that with this drive, it's not going to be like totally different if you have a 2023 or a 2024 Tucson when it comes to actually the driving experience. What's going to be different is the interface, because this is all so much nicer. Like I said, instead of having the two 10.25-inch screens, which were separate, you have that one long piece of screen with the two 12.3-inch displays. Easier to read, easy to get to. I love the AC controls, much better than the previous model year, and the new steering wheel. It looks like a traditional modern steering wheel should, and the layout of the buttons are perfect. You got your blind spot camera system, which helps with overall ease of navigating on busy streets. And when you go limited trim, you're getting all the amenities. You're getting the heated seats, the ventilated seats, all those goodies to make sure that you are kept nice and comfy. Now, making a U-turn, piece of cake. Let's go on throttle. On throttle. So you have that 8-speed automatic, shifts very well, a lot better than the DCT. The engine is a little buzzy, but that kind of makes sense because it is a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. Just, you know, time your getaways when pulling out of traffic and stuff, or into traffic, I should say, because you're going to be passed by somebody on a walker because of how this vehicle accelerates. But that's not the purpose, right? The purpose is to provide a very usable daily driver, lots of versatility, and that's what you're gonna get in here, especially with the great technology, the comfortable seats, lots of storage space, and lots of room. And just so you know, I did have it when we went on throttle. We were in sport mode, which is going to quicken the throttle sensitivity and the steering sensitivity. But you have a nice head-up display and all of the Hyundai safety features, which are very, very important to a lot of people today, especially with providing safety for their family and their friends that they're transporting. But it does a really good job getting down the road. It's got some pretty decent sound deadening material that if you're not fully on throttle, it gives you a pretty serene environment. The ride is not harsh, but it's not bouncy either. And the fact that this now gives you 2 memory seat settings for the driver is really, really nice to have that set up. Making another U-turn, easy peasy. On throttle, here we go. But overall, like I said, where the improvements are all in the touch points and the interactive connectedness between you and the Tucson. Much improved from the previous model year. Love all the clear graphics, the great information you could bring up very easily. And the blind spot cameras are worth their weight in gold. They just really, really are. Especially if you have a new driver in your family. But we're gonna obviously get back here to Crown Hyundai and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another crazy day, busy day here at Crown Hyundai. Definitely want to thank Casey and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2025 Tucson Limited. Let me know what you think. Have they made the right changes, especially to that interior? And would you rather have this over a CR-V? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rise family. Got to give it up to the Flood man. Who's that? Stephen Flood, Stephen Flood Photography. Give him a little shout out in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.